going to show you how we do PK analyses or calculate the PK parameters in the new system. So I'm just going to start from a data set that is already clean and ready to go. So this is again a child of this one up here, so I can come down here and just do configure analysis. It will jump me over to the interface, and then we can name it. And this is helpful for when it lists the results, you can see the name that you put in there. And so this is a single dose, it's extravascular, the dose amount. This looks very similar to what we had previously. And I know I'm going to use dose 2. If you're a little unsure, you can actually click this button up here to view your data. And the data will, your input data set will open up in a new window so you can go look at it. And this is nice to keep on hand in case you've forgotten what the columns were. And so if we look here, the main dose units are in micrograms and dose 2 units are milligrams. So we want to use dose 2 for our dose amount. And then we go into our designations, and the BLQ and missing sample counts will be correct. I'm going to use data sets, or say data set columns for the units. And let me find the concentration. Oh, that's not the right thing. I want to use time units. So there we go. So you select these units, and again, we can flash back and look. There's the dose units, the concentration units, and there's the time units. So it'll take the first record for each profile and use those values to populate. This is useful like if you have a parent metabolite and have different concentration units, you're able to do that, or even if you had different dose units. So now we come and select our columns. Our unique ID is our subject. We can type that in and then click it. And then our time is in the time column. And then our observed concentration, this is the one with the BLQ value. So I'm going to select CONC. I'll come back here, and you can see that has the BLQs. And so it's just going to count up and say, oh, there's 3 BLQs because it matches that BLQ text. And then the analyze concentration, remember we did some different BLQ handling, and PK level 2 is where we set it to 0 before the first observation, or first measurable observation, and then missing thereafter. PK level is where we set it to 0 for everything. Now the grouping is, obviously it includes the subject, but in this case we need to include either the treatment or the period, or both. And so we include that, and actually I'm going to put period over here as a carry along variable. And there's some other things I can carry along. Oh, I don't want the dose. I'd like the dose in milligrams. So dose 2, and let's do sex. And I think that is it that I need. I could do day, text, and day. Carry along that to the output. That might be helpful for us. So the difference between a grouping variable and a carry along or custom variable is a grouping variable is used to separate the data sets into unique profiles. And so it's going to look through all the subjects and then each treatment for each subject and create a new profile. Carry along variables are included in the output, but all it does is take the first record of each profile and then populates all those fields with that for each profile. So now we have our KEL rules. You can set those if you'd like. You can also do partial AUCs. And so we will configure it partial AUC 0 to 4 hours, and PAUC1, and we'll start at 0 and go to 4, and then maybe we'll do 4 to 7.5 hours for the next one. So we'll do partial AUC, actually we'll do 3.5 to 7 hours. And PAUC2, and so we put in a 3.5 there and a 7. And so what it's going to do is if there's no data point at 3.5 hours, it's going to interpolate between the data point before and after, and it's going to predict a concentration at 3.5 hours and the same thing at 7 hours. So once that's done, then we go ahead and calculate the PK parameters. And what this has done is populated the analysis JSON for you using the user interface. And then it's going to encrypt that, send it up for analysis. and then it's going to start analyzing. So we'll wait a minute or two here. This is a bit of a cold start. I haven't run this in the last couple hours, and so it's pending, waiting for the engine to start up. It's going to start up, and then it's going to run the analysis, and then it'll return the results. So we'll just wait for that here. All right, there you go. So it's succeeded, and now we can download those results. And so we download the results, it will give us a zip file, and it will show you what is in the output. So let me open that up, and then drag that over to this screen, and then we can look at the results. So you see there's an analysis, which includes the PK analysis, but it also has the data cleaning, because this data set was actually not the original data set. There was data cleaning. So those data cleaning rules and the inputs and outputs are included for you. And so this maintains that hierarchy of all the analyses. So you have your inputs, you have your analysis configuration, you have your clean data set, and then your original data set, and then you have your outputs. Let me shrink this back. And the most important file is this one right here called PK Results.csv. This is a new file name. It'll be the same for every analysis, but you can see here that it has all of the PK parameters that you have requested, and it looks virtually identical to the last one. A couple differences: we include the value column, which is a significant figures rounded value based on the maximum number of significant figures in the concentration data. And it also includes what we call the maximum precision, or max P value, which takes for any calculated value, it's the maximum precision that the computer provides. And so you get a lot of decimals here. They're probably not important, but it is useful to have all those decimals there, all those values there when you're doing other calculations. And you'll notice that for the partial AUCs, those are shown here. You actually get two partial AUCs, one with the linear method, and then the other with the linear up log down method. So you get multiple options for these, and you can see what those are depending on what you want to use. And so those are all the PK results, and you'll have the best fit results. You can see for subject 1, the best fit was KEL group 7. So all the PK parameters associated with the terminal slope are located here. And then we'll go to another treatment. This is now the fed treatment for the first subject. You'll also get in this individual folder, you'll get individual results for every profile that you have. So all those profiles are there, and then you'll get this PK results all, which is essentially all of these CSV files mashed together in one. What's different about this all results is it will include all of the KEL estimates for every profile. So if you remember, the best fit was KEL group 7. So here's KEL group 1, and then 2, 3, 4, let's see, all the way down to 7. This is the best fit, but you can actually see there's an 8 and there's a 9, and then that's it. So there are actually 9 terminal slopes estimated for this subject, and you can look at those and you can use that data if you would like, but it's inside this individualized folder. And that is how you run your analyses in the new platform.